Hello, everyone, and welcome to Truth Be Told, where we believe in experience becomes truth. I'm your host, Tony Sweet. Along with me now, world-renowned psychic, Eddie Connor.
Hey, Tony.
We want to keep the momentum flowing with an international icon, Lindsay Wagner.
That's right. Lindsay first came to prominence in her critically acclaimed role as Susan Fields in the Oscar-winning movie The Paper Chase, but she received worldwide acknowledgement when she broke the mold for women on television with her iconic portrayal of Jamie Summers. As Lindsay Wagner collaborated with the writers, Bionic Woman became an inspiration around the world, and in 1977, Lindsay won the Emmy for Best Actress in a Dramatic Role. This was followed by another 40-plus TV movies, 5 miniseries, more feature films, and other specials. And whether you have loved her since The Bionic Woman, or just caught her recently in Warehouse 13, it is very unlikely that this icon of television hasn't captured your heart at some point during her wonderful career.
That is why we asked Lindsay to stop by and tell our audience about her upcoming Lake Arrowhead event.
I know we're going to have to scoot up there, Tony, because
we will.
More Than a Bionic Woman, an evening with Lindsay Wagner absolutely promises to be a night of heartwarming and hilarious anecdotes from a career spanning over 4 decades by one of the world's most popular actresses. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Emmy Award-winning actress, author, and advocate of human potential, our friend here at Truth Be Told, Lindsay Wagner.
The crowd goes wild.
Of course. How are you doing today, Lindsay?
That's funny. I'm great.
Yeah.
Now I'm even better.
That's the way to wake up, right?
So, how are you doing?
We're doing really, really great. We're
Wonderful.
Gonna jump right in. I'm dying to ask you, do you ever get shy when you're on stage and you're sharing all of these wonderful stories like you're going to be doing at Tudor House in Arrowhead?
Well, if I was up there by myself just saying, hi, here's me and here's what I did and blah, 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 that I get shy talking about myself in that way. I'm not like some performers who do the evening with shows. They have a different format. They do a thing where they get up there and they just want to do their thing and they love performing like that. That's not really my personality. So in order to do a show like this, I'm really good in a Q&A situation. And so if somebody asks me a question, then I start to roll, because I know that there's something somebody wants to know as opposed to what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? It's a different orientation internally, and so then I can do it. And that's what we do with this show. Karen interviews me, asks me questions, and that gets me going, and then I can tell my story. So I'm not shy about telling them once I know what somebody's interested in.
I love that.
Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
It makes total sense, and it's so ingratiating of you, because it's you taking care of the person who's asking the question and also holding the space for everybody that's gathered there to share the experience.
Right.
So how did this idea come about?
Other performers and celebrities do this. And they just do it in different styles. Some people do it in interview form, and there's a show on television that they do it at the Actors Theater or whatever. I can't remember the name of the show. You probably know what I'm talking about. Where they do it on television.
Yeah.
And it's an interview of performers. And I'd seen a couple, and Karen had seen a couple, and we just got to talking about it one day, and actually several times. She kept trying to get me to do it, and I kept saying, I get it. And finally we came to the understanding that if I did it as an interview style, then I could do it. And then it got fun. Then we started doing the research and, bringing up, I dug through my photographs to bring up pictures from my personal collection, not things that are just publicity pictures. I went and looking for stuff for that. And then we put together clips and stories, and it just started growing. Then it became fun. We did it once in New Jersey last year, or whenever it was. I can't remember exactly when it was. But and it was very successful, and people enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. So we're doing it again.
I love that.
Well, you know, being a radio host until we do radio TV show here, and what if somebody came to you and said, Lindsay, you know, you're an actress, but we want to give you a radio show. We want to give you a television show, and we'll do whatever you want to do. What would that be?
Ooh, great question.
You know, it's a tough question because I have had that offer before, and I don't really know. Again, it kind of goes back to that, you know, that kink in my personality, if you will, in a way, that I'm not much good until somebody says, I want to know about this. So I think most radio hosts have a passion to talk about something. It's not that I'm not passionate about several things, and I do the workshops, which you're aware of,
Yes.
and retreats, but even that, the format of that is, though I have a basic concept that they're all based on, which is that our experience of any life circumstance is a function of our perception of that circumstance rather than the thing itself. And from there, I go on what people are struggling with, and I help them find it. So I don't stand up there and just lecture. I'm not that kind of a facilitator. People write notes to me about in advance, and so I know what people are struggling with. So we get in there and we work on that. So again, it's just the way my mind works. I wouldn't know. I haven't figured out in my head how could I feel, what kind of a show on radio would work for me given my personality. It wouldn't be me trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's a tough question.
Yeah,
it is a tough question.
Yeah.
If you ever come up with an idea knowing what you know about me, let me know.
So whenever you were going through all of these pictures, your own personal collection, and you were going back X number of decades, what was your favorite thing about pulling the pictures and the clips, and what was your least favorite thing about pulling the pictures and the clips, Lindsay?
You know, it's really hard. People tend to want to, and I get this all the time, in various areas. What is your favorite this? What is your favorite that? And it's really hard for me to pinpoint singular things because there's so many wonderful memories. And you know, the good news about the brain is you have an opportunity. It has a skill that allows you to kind of block out the unfavorite ones. So I can only say what a few of them were, and some were finding pictures of my kids when they were on the set with me, and you know, at Halloween, which we will be covering some of that. And I found some Halloween costumes that my makeup and hair people did. You know, we had to work on Halloween, and so we would do wild, crazy things on the set. We were shooting at the studio. We would, you know, have the kids would trick or treat the set, or we'd go down New York Street, up and down New York Street, and I'd have people hiding behind, which I'll show the pictures of that. Be hiding behind each door, and so the kids would trick or treat, and they thought they were in a real neighborhood, you know.
Oh my God!
So that was one of my favorite things, and then I think the other had to do with just how much I messed with my crew. We were quite the practical jokers, all of us, and I got away with a lot more than they did because I was in costume and hair, and they couldn't get me back like with me and my squirt gun. They couldn't squirt me back. You know? So, but there is a video to show that they got me eventually.
Oh my goodness.
Love it.
We love it. And of course, time is flying. We know you're on a really tight media schedule today, so we thank you for stopping by and talking to us. And quick, ladies and gentlemen, you can find out more about Lindsay at LindsayWagnerInternational.com. And then, Lindsay, we're going to let you go, but we're going to show your amazing video so we can let everybody know about your event at Tudor House Entertainment.Villas. And the date is August the 8th and the 9th. We can't wait to share it with everybody. You have a great day, and thanks for stopping by.
Yay! Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Love her. Love her.
It literally 10 minutes and we're already like all beamy and
I
effervescent.
know. It's like it wasn't long enough.
I know. And so really quick, she's going to be here at Lake Arrowhead, California at a location called the Tudor House. It's August 8th and August the 9th. And she has been gracious enough to put together a video just for Tony's fans. We're excited about that. And before we go into video, you can find her on Facebook at facebook.com/Miss, that's MS, Lindsay Wagner. That's facebook.com/Miss Lindsay Wagner. And also on Twitter at Miss Lindsay Wagner as well.
That's great. I loved her. I said I remember her growing up, and it's an honor just to be able to talk to her.
I know. Well, the joke in my family, well, it wasn't a joke. It was not a good thing. But my brothers were all pretending to be Steve Austin and the Bionic Man, and I was running around secretly pretending to be Lindsay Wagner. And so I would like throw my hair and put my hair behind my ear so I could hear like things on Venus and Mars.
Come on, let's see it, Eddie.
No.
Okay. All right. Shall we play the video?
Let's play the video.
All right. Don't go anywhere. Be right.
Adrenaline flowing.
Let's not forget the adrenaline.
There's no need to be so formal. Just call me what you all call me down here in the locker room.
I keep thinking that if somebody had just stood up for them, that those awful things would never have happened.
What if I'm not a Jamie Summers?
Hey, they don't want to hold me, okay? There has been a tap on like this.
I'm Tony Sweet.
And that was our wonderful video of Lindsay Wagner.
Yes,
and
it was.
She's going to be up in Lake Arrowhead, California, August the 8th and the 9th. You can find out more by going to LindsayWagnerInternational.com, and you can find out about the tickets. The general admission is only $35.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Wow.
And I have been lucky enough to do a retreat with her. That's phenomenal. And so I've gotten to see her do the Q&A and interact with the people who come there. And she is, sometimes actresses don't have the best reputation. She's the exact opposite of that.
Oh, great.
She
Wow.
cares about everybody that's in the room, and there's a heart space that opens up with it too. Now, if you're one of the fans like we are here on Air with Tony Sweet and Truth Be Told, you can get a premium ticket for $85, and you can find out exactly what all that entails when you go to LindsayWagnerInternational.com. tudorhouse.com. And also you can call the telephone box office number at the Tudor House up at Lake Arrowhead, California. And that number is 909-336-5000. That's 909-336-5000. And really quick, before we wrap up this segment, you can go to Lindsay's website, LindsayWagnerInternational.com, the Tudor House website, which is TudorHouseEntertainment.villas, and also friend her on Facebook at Facebook.com/Miss Lindsay Wagner, and also on Twitter at Miss Lindsay Wagner. Thanks, you guys, for joining our segment. We've had a ball. We love Karen. We love Lindsay. And please come back and see us again soon.